Shakuris teams with Amon's Zerg broods. We hold only the southwest quadrant of Telemetros, and even that is in peril. We must.
So this is the fourth mission. We're on Shakuris, which has been infested by the Zerg.
Only ground forces.
Object is to try and get through as much as we can.
The planetary warp conduit will allow our ships to escape safely.
The launch bays will be cleared. Your people will survive, Matriarch. This I swear.
You will need the aid of my Dark Templar in this battle. They can strike from the shadows without fear of reprisal.
Same as before, is you just kind of want to clear out as much as you can, as fast as you can. Dark Templar are going to be the key. There are going to be some ranged units. We are going to work on trying to get them as quickly as possible.
Artanis, I'm detecting a rift opening near your position. Avoid Thrasher.
So we actually also unlock...
It's sieging the warp conduit.
Karax, are any of the Spear of Idun's weapon systems ready for use? Orbital strike is online. Designating targets.
So now we get to use the Spear of Idun's orbital abilities, which is kind of cool.
The Thrasher has been weakened. Warriors, move in and seal its fate.
Sweet.
Orbital strikes can now be fired from the Spear of Idun's command panel, Hierarch. The Thrasher is slain, but it will be for naught if the launch bays remain infested.
These vaults hold the city's last energy reserves. Claiming them should aid you in the
So
fight ahead.
there's really no point in trying to do too much here, because they will just rebuild it. But what you can do is kill these, grab this.
Indeed, completing bonus objectives will allow me to improve the Spear of Idun's power. There are 2 vaults left in the city.
Just keep going towards making sure you get as much of your eco going as fast as possible.
The darkness rise.
One thing you can do is, if you're really interested, those queens are going to be a pain, but take one, nuke the spore colony. Just like before, all I'm doing is just making sure to slowly gain my forces.
The Zerg are moving to attack our nexus point.
So now with the same 4 from before, I'm going up, but instead I'm going to try and nuke the second one. Because now what I need to do is I still need to really focus on making sure that my eco is going.
Thrasher, the conduit is under assault.
Excellent.
The Thrasher has been eliminated. This would be an opportune moment to clear the launch bays.
Be careful. The spore crawlers and overseers ahead can detect our Dark Templars' movements. Slay them first.
So now what you do is you use your orbital strike, and you nuke that guy in. Oh no. And using your Dark Templar, you just keep going. Dark Templar are really key for pushing forward.
I will comply. By the void.
You might as well get a couple more while you're at it.
From the shadows I come. The darkness rides. From the shadows I come. I am intrigued.
So the main thing you want to look out for is that every now and then they will send attack waves after you. And you just want to be ready for them. But there's not too much you want to be spending on them. So there's an attack wave coming right now. So send your forces back. And that's kind of why you wall off the way I did, is it just gives you a nice access point to hold the Zerg off. So you want to start kind of making your way over here. But pause. Kind of wait for him to stop.
Another Thrasher has appeared. You know what must be done.
Just kind of want to keep them alive. Take out the Nidus as they spawn.
That should buy the conduit more time.
And then what you want to do is really just start massing up an army.
The first launch bay has been cleared. Continue evacuating.
And then at the same time, remember that there's this objective over here. So just wait till he stops, just like before. Boom. Nuke it. And just send one. He'll die really fast, but you don't really care. At the same time, you can also just come back. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to start massing your army for pushing into the final area. Which is going to be mostly Dark Templar, Zealots, and of course some Dragoons, just to take out the air. Dragoons are really good because they're actually very heavy when it comes to long range.
Amon has sent another Void Thrasher against us. Slay it before the conduit falls.
We have secured a second launch bay.
Well done. Half of the bays are launching evacuation ships.
So all I'm doing now is just waiting to get some Dark Templar in before we move forward, and boom. Just want to nuke this Overseer. And when you can,
Another Thrasher felled. Is there no end to these abominations?
so you want to work with a mostly Dragoon or Dark Templar built army for the sole purpose of just trying to push through. Now I'm floating some extra, so I'm gonna put some extra gateways.
We have purged the infestation. Only one launch bay remains disabled.
And what this will do is it'll give me a little bit more that I can summon. Just makes it really easy for me to replenish my army.
I will comply.
And there's the third Solarite Reserve.
We are recovering the last Solarite reserve now. The solar core should be augmented by the time our forces return, Hierarch.
Just slowly pushing forward.
Another Void Thrasher has been summoned. This one is in the heart of the city.
Again, you could have taken that expansion. You don't want to lose too much damage on your main.
The Zerg have extensively fortified this area. An orbital strike would help us break through their defenses.
That's true, it would. But we want to just make sure our forces are all together before we go forward.
I am but a phantom.
And then push in. So I'm going with Zealots now, just because they're fast.
Well done, brave warriors. Amon's Thrashers are no match for the Templar.
And there we go. And then we can free the last one. Yeah, those Nidus worms are what really messed it up.
The launch bays have been reclaimed. Matriarch, you may complete the evacuation.
You have saved my people, Artanis, and they will never forget it.
So, now that we've done that, can move on to the next episode. We got 15 Solarite. Solarite is what powers our upgradable abilities for the Spear of Adun, and we get some pretty cool abilities. So you want to try and get as much Solarite as quickly as possible.
Despite this tragedy, I am pleased to see you once more, Hierarch. I had hoped that our next interaction would be your announcement of Ayer's reclamation.
As did I. Instead, the Templar have fallen.
Then the threat is greater than I realized.
We cannot let the same fate befall Shakuras.
It is too late for that. Amon Zerg poured through the warp gate as a tide of flesh and blade. They have already overrun Telemetros and are nearing the shrines of Lazul. This world is lost. With such an infestation, Shakuras must be destroyed.
Destroy Shakuras? I will not permit this.
Permit? Shakuras was my people's home long before we offered yours sanctuary upon it. I will not let this world be a den for Amon's forces. Worlds may fall to ash. What matters is that we endure.
To lose Shakuras and Ayer.
That's pretty shitty.
We are a vagabond people, Artanis. Our true home has always been Ayer. Let us reclaim it together.
It is fitting that the daughter of Raja Gal decides the fate of the world she helped forge. Let us make preparations at once.
So what our plan is to nuke a planet. That's what we're about to do.
The solar core requires your attention, Hierarch. Please visit it at your earliest convenience.
Ooh, fun. What do we get? First we'll go to the War Council. We'll get some upgrades.
Cloaked warriors are now available for deployment.
Nice.
Vengeance for Ire.
Just automatically recall to a dark shrine with full shields and life upon taking fatal damage. This unit is permanently cloaked.
Got to.
Shadow Fury attacks multiple units. The Shadow Fury upgrade is so good. So that's what we're gonna run with. Having your whole army just constantly going back.
Matrix core. Truly an impressive sight.
A synthetic star. Imagine what went into its creation. This chamber provides power to the Spear of Adun and all its systems. Its radiance even contributes nourishment for our warriors.
How long until you can bring its tactical systems online?
System analysis has begun, but the star has lain dormant for an eon. It will take time, and a powerful ignition catalyst like Solarite to restore it to full capacity.
Solarite? The Firstborn haven't utilized Solarite in millennia.
This vessel is ancient, Hierarch. We will need to exhaust even unconventional resources if we are to bring it to bear.
So this thing
Do what you can, Phase Smith.
is what gives us the ability to nuke stuff from orbit.
Very well. You may begin augmenting the solar core whenever you are ready.
But on top of that, we even get other ideas, other upgrades. So the bonus objectives for us, like research for the Terran
Select the
campaign.
core to start reviewing your options, Hierarch.
Thanks, Karax. You good guy.
This array displays an overview of the Spear of Adun's weapon and support systems. Each system can only be configured to have one active ability at a time. You may select different abilities to complement your tactical decisions in different battles, Hierarch. Our current available Solarite is displayed here.
Nice. So,
Any leftover Solarite can be routed to our auxiliary systems. You may begin diverting Solarite now.
starting supply is alright. Temporal fields aren't that great. Chrono Surge, however, is really good. Warp and Reinforcements is better, but because we have 15, we're gonna get less construction time. Actually, do a little bit of +5. 10% construction time, 5 starting supply. But there's a ton of really good upgrades we can start to get. Solar Lance and Warp and Reinforcements both being very, very good. Deploying Pylon's not that great. It is and it isn't. But for now, we'll use Chrono Surge. right? I think that saved it. Yep.
The evacuation ships have reported in. This was not an easy decision, but I would rather see Shakuras destroyed than overwhelmed by Amon's Zerg. We have much to plan, Hierarch.
So I'm going to actually end this episode here because I know for a fact this next mission takes about 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to pause, start a new recording, and continue on for next episode. See you in 5 minutes.